In this video, I'm going to cover some basics around insert edge loop and the multi-cut tool. So we're going to click insert edge loop here. Now I can be in edge mode or in object mode, and it's going to bring me to edge mode no matter what. Now, if I click on an edge with left click, I would insert a loop. But see how it's a dotted line still? That means it hasn't been finalized yet. And if I'm holding that left click, I can drag it around. It will let me slide up and down to find the right spot to put this. I'm going to put it over here towards the edge. I'm going to let go. It inserts my loop and it goes all the way around. Now, something to note about this, when we talk about clean, quadded out models, that's because there's a lot of these tools that are built around the idea of using quads. This will become very important as you become a more advanced modeler. But this is a quad. It means it's a four-sided polygon. I'll show you a couple of examples here. So I'm going to grab this face here, and I'm going to extract it, and I'm going to move it out here. Uh-oh. And then I'm going to duplicate it. Put that one over there, and then I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to put this one over here. Now, outside of this cube we're working on with that inserted loop, we've got a couple things. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to merge these two vertexes, and that's going to make something called a or a triangle. This is not a quad. This is a quad. And this, what we're going to do is use the multi-cut tool here. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on that edge and just let go. And I just inserted a vertex. Now this is called an n-gon. N is in Nancy. N-gon stands for anything more than 4. This is a trie. Tries are typical when we would triangulate objects to go into games. That's much farther down the road. What I'm trying to show you here is that if you were using the insert edge loop tool on this triangle, you're just inserting a vertex and it doesn't know where to go. So it just stops. And again, you've got nothing. It just didn't do anything. It tried to and it said no. Then I can click on this one and I can click on this edge here and it's trying to find out where it's supposed to go. And it has no idea where to go because there are 4 other sides to choose. And again, I get a vertex. It didn't even insert the vertex. It just kind of said no. Now if I were to select this quad, nice and pretty. If I hit insert edge loop tool and I click on this one edge, it's going to go to the opposite side because it knows to go to the opposite edge of the quad. Doesn't matter if this edge is smaller. It all does it on percentage. So it'll go to 10% over here and 10% of the other side. Or 20% here and 20% on the other side. It kind of moves around relative to the side I'm clicking on and sliding. The other thing it'll do too is it will handle whether the edge is like askew. It doesn't have to be directly across. So yeah, it follows along. Again, another thing that I can do too is, let's just say this edge is not flat, and then I'm going to extrude it, and I'm going to pull it along, and I'm going to have it kind of go around a bend. And this shape is kind of like wonky and manipulated, but see how it's all quads, right? They're all 4-sided polygons, not pretty ones, but they are. And if I click on this insert edge loop, it inserts one all the way along the whole object until it gets to the end. If all of a sudden it got to the end and there was an n-gon down here, I don't even have to move that vertex. There's just an extra vertex there. If I insert this loop here, watch what happens. It's going to stop when it gets to the n-gon and not go anywhere forward because it doesn't know where to go. It still inserts that vertex, and now this is a 6-sided polygon. Doesn't look like it because it has this vertex in here. It's created 2 edges there, 2 edges there, 2 there. It's a 6-sided polygon, and it is still called an n-gon. We'll go ahead and get rid of these little objects here. Delete them, delete, delete. Select this cube here. We go ahead and append that hole shut. And I'm going to show you the split polygon tool, or the multi-cut tool. Now, the split polygon tool used to just click and split polygons, and that's still mainly how I use it. So I'll click on an edge here, and I can slide around a vertex. I can slide it all the way down and select the current vertex that's there, or I could just hover over and select that vertex in the first place. And if I want to put it in the middle of the face, I can click on it and I'll slide it around, or just click and leave it. Click on an edge, slide it around. Great, that's where I want it. I hit enter. Let's go ahead and insert it. This new polygon. This is a great way if you wanted to, like, say, put a hole in the middle of this polygon. So we're going to clear, click, 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 click. Now, I have to keep going, but I can just keep recutting. And some of you may have noticed I've been doing this, where you hear me clicking and I'm not going back up to the tool. If I want to repeat a tool that I've already used, I click the G key. The G stands for repeat. So now I've got this face in here. I can right click, go to face mode, select it, and hit delete. I've got a hole. Pretty cool. I could also append it shut. But the other thing I want you to notice, these are now quads and they go in a circle. Watch what happens here. Insert that loop. Pretty neat stuff. You'll find a lot of power in these tools that I've already shown you. We'll go ahead and get on to the next video. History. See you soon.